everyone? Happy Tuesday. We are here again. We move. How's everybody doing? No, now welcome. Welcome. Make una enter. Carry Joko. If you no get, sorry, I was on mute. Apologies again. Apologies, comrades. Welcome, greetings to you. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. How's everybody doing? How are they? I hope you guys are holding up well. I hope Nigeria never make una start to get other thoughts for minds. Because this fight, we are inside it together. Nobody is going to leave it for the other. Now this table all of us dey. Una welcome. I greet una specially. So una hear say una president he talk for Brazil. He say he don't solve una corruption problem. So why are you people complaining? I don't understand. Your president has solved the corruption problem. He has wiped the slate clean. So why are you people complaining? Why are you people all over social media running up and down and talking about, oh, corruption, this, corruption, that? Bala Blue has solved the problem. Bala Blue to the rescue. The man has solved the problem. So me, I don't know why people are still complaining about him. Mona free the guy. I beg. Mona free him. I beg. Mona free Baba. Hey, my people. By the way, I don't know if Michael has joined. Michael, in case you dey hear me, I go watch because of you. I went back to Honest Bunch to go and scrape everything, all the comments that were flying between you and the farmer guy. Okay? Have you guys heard that they are talking about Makinde running, the governor of Oyo State, Abi? The man is thinking of running on the platform of PDP. And people are analyzing and saying that it will be a great advantage to PDP, right? For PDP to defeat T-Pain because Makinde will cut Tinubu's votes. Are you guys aware of that? Things when they happen for Nigeria, now the same thing, it just keeps getting worse. And then remember the Nigerian monarch, the Akpe, is it Akpe 2 of Ipetumodu? That's what they call him, Joseph Oluyede. He has been jailed 4 years in the US over $4.2 million COVID-19 fraud. I think he came out when they were judging the case. He came out and he said that COVID had an effect on him, and the effect that COVID had on him was led him to defraud the US of $4. I've never seen such a defense in my life. But anyway, the man has been sent to jail. He has been sent to jail. You go and be explaining. Una see T-Pain for Brazil as they surround them. Una see him as they waka, e be like who wan fall. They have to always be around him in case the man falls headlong. And then una papa Wole Soyinka, he meets the Brazilian president Lula. And he come present him book called Meets. I say this thing na Oduduwa Republic at the expense of other Nigerians. That's what we're experiencing right now. Oduduwa Republic. I heard there's been a lot of argument about why Atiku is running. What I think is that everybody has a right to run. I don't think anybody when won't come out to run, may they run. It will just give Peter Obi the opportunity to beat them hands down. That's all. I mean, I'm not against anybody coming out to run. They should all come out and run, right? So that we'll know for once and for we will know once again who the people prefer. You and I know who the people prefer, but every one of them can come out because everybody has been talking. Oh, why is Makinde talking about election? Why is Atiku talking about you? You know who your candidate is. You know who your preferred candidate is. So you don't pay attention to people who are trying to come and run. You let them come and show what they've got. I don't have anything against it. Peter Obi is not afraid of any competition. So if anybody wants to throw their hat in, they should go ahead. Me, I just know that if if you don't know what they do not put body. That's all I can say for that. Not put body if you don't know wetin you dey do. It's that simple. Because the people clearly have made their choice and they've made it clear. The people see who has been there for them, going all over the place, visiting people, calming people's nerves. You understand? The people are well aware. So what will they talk about? Me, I'm not bothered. Though. I'm not bothered at all. Anybody that wants to run should come out and run. Oh yeah, by the way, I have some videos lined up that I want us to watch. Let me see. Let me pull them up. Please, as you enter, kindly like the video. Please, I beg you, like so that other people can be aware that we are live. Make una no vex. If I vex una, if I don't offend anyone of una, abeg make una forgive me. If na that one go make una not like the video, make una forgive me. I am begging for forgiveness ahead of time. Okay? Mm. Mm. Where's the video? Do 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 do. Mhm. I wonder what will happen if Makinde comes out. What will Wike do? Wike go cry, oh, because Wike throat be there that thing. I'm sure we haven't been we're hearing from Wike lately. Eh? Wike go cry, oh, because Wike really, really wants to, do you understand, run for president. He dey in truth, at least you can tell that he does. Hmm? And so a lot of Nigerians have been dragging T-Pain for saying that there's no more corruption in Brazil. They drag am like I better pass my neighbor generator. If you see the comment section of those videos, you go laugh, laugh. I laughed today. I say, wow, T-Pain is feeling the heat from everywhere. But how can a whole government institution come out and put out blatant lies? It doesn't make any sense. Desperation to be accepted. You cannot be accepted because you stole your way. You snuck in from behind it. Nobody recognizes you. No, the more he tries, the worse it becomes for T-Pain. The more he tries, he keeps trying, looking for some type of acceptance from people. People are not giving it to him, but he keeps doubling down. I don't understand that. Eh? He keeps doubling down. Omo, Nigeria don suffer sha for dis people hand. I no go lie. Meanwhile, Abia people, we no dey hear from Abia people again. Be like say Abia people dey live for different world. Walai, Abia state people are living in a different world completely. They no know whether we dey suffer. Michael, welcome. Omo, I went to that. I go read some of your comments, Michael. I laugh, laugh, laugh. I say, see, Michael, body dey hot. You and one other guy for comment section. I was just cracking up. I say, hey, whoa, see, Michael. I screenshot, I tire. Hey, your body just dey hot. You were going in on the guy. Oh my, see now, see, screenshot full everywhere. See, I screenshot everything. I say no. I have to see, your very first comment was, wait, is this guy mad? Food is not life or death. It's not life or death. You and Brick House Capital. That one said that the freeze don't enter conspiracy theory. Media projection of COVID deaths. Okay, oh. Eh? And then you now said Ogun go buy everybody for Nigeria wey dey support GMO. I laugh. I say, hey, wo, see my brother. Oh. He the entire media say husband material, you are right. I watched the devastating effect of COVID-19 on an Indian TV channel. It was bad. And then you now said hybridization is different from genetic modification. These guys are liars. You wrote it all in caps. I was rolling. I said, Michael don't pump, you don't vex. Then your brick house now said, Michael started laughing. He said, guy, I beg, no invoke Ogu yet. I beg. May we watch this show. It was so funny. Then you now said, Brick House Capital, no need to wait until the end of the show. Both the useless, honest bunch people and the guy where they talk now, mumu them be. Hey, Mrs. Omorege, welcome. Oh. Eh? And then you know, say fear not go let her talk the truth. These guys are traitors and will surely need to be treated as the traitors they are. The hangman's news of bad bitch Swiss cheese. Bring us say Michael. Start to dey laugh again. My bro, abeg keep your gunpowder dry now. The guest no bad though, but he's beating around the bush too much and everybody wey dey lis ten don confuse. He needs to speak on GMO. And then Michael, no wait, he say Michael say the mumu guy will never tell you that GMO is good. They use useless examples. And then Brigham said, this show go finish and the guests no go even touch GMO matter. Anyway, this is part 1. So I guess in part 2, you finally open up on this GMO matter. And then you now said, Michael says, these guys don't chop Bill Gates money. Say the Momo guy will never. And then you now said, small change when Bill Gates give these people and they want said their children and mama. And you said, Michael said that the freeze has been bought. Eh? The Bible is not a historical book. That the freeze they always, because say that the freeze they always quote Bible out of points. He be pastor. He be pastor when they swear for. Oh my goodness. I laugh. It was so comic relief. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then Mika said, I guess BBN and GMO nyash. Michael said, small change where Bill Gates give these people and they want say their children. Okay, I think I screenshotted this one twice. This guy is just lying plenty. Has avocados are majorly grown in Mexico, a very hot climate. Is lying that it's grown in Kenya because it's a cold climate. Avocado can only grow in the tropics. Yes, nah, nature make that yam. He's lying again. Lies. He's lying from all the pores of his skin. Hey, Mike, if to say you enter that studio, you for carry king go flog that guy. One lie. You now said, Brick House now said, create a plant that generates a smell that repels cows. That's a good idea. If the cows no longer has access to our farms, then they will have to go to Abuja to eat politicians instead. And then Michael now said, my Nigerian family, anytime you see this guy in person, I beg, slap him for me. I promise. I go send you 500K. Then I they tell you, may you calm down for the comment section. You not agree, oh man. You went in, gone blazing. You just dey release ta. Non-stop. Ha! I laugh. I say, hey, they don't make my brother vex. Hey! Oh my goodness. Abeg, make we listen to quick short videos here. Mm. Okay, let me bring it here.
I put this in my
I'm going to digress a little bit. But at the end of the day, in everything that we do, we must understand that we have a voice, and we can use it, and we choose to use it or not use it. When we say things are temporary, whatever it is that we get to enjoy in a group, I think we're more than happy to. The fact that the NBA conference, for me, this is so dear to me. The fact that it's happening in Enugu is a huge statement. As Nigerians, we will
Yes,
not stand for injustice.
I agree.
We will not stand for anything that is unconstitutional, no matter how much they try to make us believe that that's the way to go. We're talking about Beijing. In Nigeria, when you meet a lot of women out there on the streets, they're not thinking about Beijing. Every day of their lives, they are being told that they are not important. I'm going to first of all read out something that I wrote. I call it Equality for Dummies. And I think I wrote this a few years ago when the Equality Bill was thrown out at the National Assembly. And I started by saying that my name is Aisha Yusufu, and I happen to be a human being with the reproductive organs of a female, and so I'm called a woman. When I demand for equality, I'm not demanding to change my womanhood to manhood. That would be unfair to me as I am. When I demand for equality, I'm merely asking for equity of treatment. When I demand for equality, I want to be looked upon as a human being with her five senses and a brain also, and not as a toy to be toyed with. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying I want to beat up a man. I'm simply saying that I should not be seen as one that can be beaten up and people will get away with it. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that I want to take over a man's job. I'm merely saying that I want to have my own job and not handout. When I demand for equality, I'm not also saying that I want to take over the pay of a man. I'm simply saying that I deserve fair pay based on what I bring to the table. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that the boy child bond should be frowned at. I'm just saying that the girl child bond should be heralded with joy. For us in Nigeria, as a woman, as a girl, the first time, even before you are born, you're disadvantaged. Because we've seen and we've heard, and it's been reported many times, too many, of women who were killed just because the child that was in their womb was a girl child. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that the boy child shouldn't be sent to school. I'm just saying that there should be a place in the classroom for the girl child. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that the wife should be above the husband. I'm just saying that the wife should have a place in the partnership. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that husbands have to do the cooking. I'm just saying that whoever wants to cook should be allowed to cook. And the fact that I'm a woman, I wasn't born with pots and frying pan into this world. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that men should be controlled by women. I'm just saying that women have rights. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that men should be disinherited. I'm just saying that women have a right to inherit and be inherited from. When I demand for equality, I'm not saying that I'm better than you. I'm just saying that you should not be afraid of who I am. At the end of the day, my demand for equality does not take anything away from you. Why all the bad belly? Because for us here, it's all about those basic things that a lot of people no longer think about. We are glad where I wanted to start from was actually where Professor Joy started from. I think we should be having another conference. The Beijing conference is 30 years, right? We have a generation of women.
They don't believe how toxic this is. If you're still using a plastic or wooden cutting
abeg mo na rest everything now they get this
thing. The thing
they
that
never
matters
come
to us, the thing that for us is equality, it's no longer the thing that matters to them. So we need to have a conversation and bring them on board and sit down and have a conversation of us asking, what is it today that we need? What is it today that needs to happen? Because there's a huge divide right now between the younger generation of women and the older generation of women. I'm part of the older generation of women. I think I'm over half a century old. So I'm on the other end. The younger generation are saying to us that we are the problem. We are the problem because we are sort of like keeping the patriarchy that is keeping them out of the doors. So we need to have that conversation. We need to sit down that indeed we're looking at Beijing. It served a huge purpose. It led to a lot of things happening. It led to, when you talk about the UK and you read out the numbers and you're talking about 50% participation, are the places where decisions are being made. As a Nigerian, I can't relate. Because as a Nigerian, I tell you, you go through Nigeria, the whole of Nigeria, where political decisions are being made, and sometimes you don't find a single woman at that table. If you find one woman, they've tried. And sometimes I say to them, you're not going to use me to fulfill that righteousness that you have a female on your, when you're taking pictures, or you have a female on the table. If we're not at a place where decisions are being made, we are powerless. And what we have in this country is the fact that half of the population is said to be women, right? The statistics have shown, you just read out the figures. But when decisions are being made, that half is nowhere. It's almost as if God created one with two legs, and you decide to just hobble on one. And then there's always something that goes on. And they say to us that, they've given women opportunities, and they failed. Why would they give you again? And there's one example they use for the Nigerians that they will understand. They always tell me about Desani. And I'm like, for every one Desani, we have thousands of the Sukis. And if the Suki has not stopped you from holding those positions of responsibility, then the Desani should not stop me from holding that same position of responsibility. The situation where we have the women are lumped into one, and then when one does something, then it needs to affect all of us. They put us on a pedestal. They say, we're two women and you're supposed to be good. I know one good. I want the human being. Allow me. Leadership is everything. Politics is where we get the people that are going to govern us. And when you talk in Beijing, they talk about, women in leadership. Where are we in that? At every moment, what we have at best is tokenism. We cannot continue to go on that is tokenism. So first of all, we need to have an intergenerational conversation where we are all meeting and saying, what is it? Where do we go from here? For our generation, there were so many things. Sometimes I'm talking to my daughter, it's as if it's two different words. And she's like, Mommy, are you okay? Because the thing that I'm talking to her about is the thing that I fought for. You fought for the older generation of people. We fought for, you fought for. But they haven't fought for that. But they have their own things that they're fighting for. So we aim at the top of the tree. They are aiming at the skies, at the clouds, and up above. They don't see ceilings. We saw ceilings. We have to force ourselves to shatter those glass ceilings. They don't see ceilings. So we must help them also to not see those ceilings. For them to continue to grow, to as they are, that indeed, whatever it is that they aspire, that they can get there. So a lot of us, small voices were planted in our heads that said to us we are not enough. That said to us we have to be something. You have to be a mother, a sister. I don't want to be anything. I just want to be human being that has a space in the world. And then I can excel. And I'm given the opportunities to excel. So those are the things, that we have to talk about. Thank you so much. Okay, so for me, just quickly, one issue of it, using my 30 seconds, is to say, I look forward to a National Assembly where at least 50% or more of the members will be members of NBA. We can't be talking about making laws and the people who actually read laws are outside the room. In a lot of countries, you have, it's the legal lawyers that are there. So let's begin to think more about participating in politics, and especially women. If you want to see these issues straight, all these things that you're talking about, it has to come from the National Assembly and the State Houses of Assembly. So the legislative arm of government is very powerful. Unfortunately, we tend to neglect it, and at the end of the day, see where it has taken us to as a country. So let's do more to be in those places. Thank you.
At this stage in our lives, we are still talking women have to have space, women have to have it. God, these conversations are very tiring for me, but for the benefit of those who need to hear these things, that maybe they play this video. At this stage, we see they talk about women have to. God, very tiring. Nigeria. Man. Sorry, guys. That was a.
Watch what magnesium does to your bowels.
If you have to wipe more than 4 times after you poop, here's why.
I don't want to hear. Please, I don't want to hear. These people's too much information.
Really, it is the economy. And so it was basically, it is the economy stupid, not the economy stupid. And globally, we have, I'm sorry, I'm getting feedback of noise. So whether it's those who are concerned about health, when we went through the COVID-19, people finally realized that health is economy and economy is health. Whether it's people concerned about education, you know that education is the greatest weapon through which you achieve economic and social mobility in any society. Whether it's people who are concerned about...
Michael, you say more than 40% of the banks in Nigeria have female CEOs. Please, can you name them? I want to know how many of the banks for Nigeria get female CEOs. And do you know what they go through to get there? The best of people that should be CEOs are not CEOs. I want you to bear that in mind. What you have in Nigeria is tokenism. They just look for somebody that knows. Sometimes it's somebody that knows somebody that knows. So that's how they get the position. Well, because I've heard this before where they say, oh, half of the women almost forget. Women don't get right for Nigeria. If that female CEO move anyhow, they fit do anything to her, nothing go happen. So being CEO does not exclude her from abuse, for instance, or being disrespected. It does not. So women largely still do not have any rights in Nigeria. It's shameful, but that's the fact. If women had the opportunities, right, and had the freedom to just thrive as women in Nigeria, a lot of the things that are happening in Nigeria won't even be happening, because women bring balance. I think the problem is a lot of Africans, or let me say Nigeria, let me focus on Nigeria, they have lost the understanding of the impact of a woman. So they treat them like trash. Yeah. Do you know how many women they buy for Nigeria every day due to abuse and children? The men need to step up for Nigeria. The men, they need to step up and do better. You know how many women? All those things don't count. Oh, I've heard it. Oh, since these people certain percentage CEO. You know how they reach there? You want me to tell you their story? Anyway, we'll continue.
Insecurity, they want law and order. What we know is
Typical example, all be that they go Senate, go try to support Natasha. You see how they spoke to her? You see how that loud-mouthed goat in that Ebonyi State senator, you see the way he denigrate the woman for where men they sit down, they look. Abeg. Anyway, may I not talk, may I not just, but it's just sad. It's very disconcerting for me.
that you cannot even begin to grow an economy without a stable and safe environment. And so what he did was a masterstroke. Instead of saying my opponents may be campaigning on a number of isolated issues, but I'm bringing it together and saying to you.
Exactly, Kenny. Exactly. You understand? We might not get value. You cannot come marry again. You know, the kind of, they won't even, you are invisible. They know they see you for Nigeria. I'm telling you. This can they just talk now. If you go outside for Nigeria, now the woman, maybe not the woman even carry you go out. I think it was in Chimamanda's book. And she was explaining, is it in her book, Americana, the one I read? Or is it, I can't remember, or she was explaining it. Oh, I think she was sharing her experience. She took her friends to the restaurant. Now she carried them go, now she want pay. Now the man, now they go, they meet. I mean, come on. At this time, men have a lot to do in Nigeria. It's shameful, oh, that we are where we are here, still talking about women. They give me headache, safe.
To the economy, okay? And so, why are we saying that at an MBA conference? I thought that legal people don't buy from the same market as other people. So I'm quite surprised that this is an important topic for you at your panel. And I can simply, in one stroke, say that it is so because, Shehu, the day that I saw a middle-class Nigerian young person with a plantain, a bunch of plantain, in front of his, what they call his seat next to the driver, the front seat of his car, and he used his seatbelt to hold the plantain. And then the caption of what he posted was this. He said, I don't want to take chances with this plantain because I know that if I put it in my boot, it may go missing. The amount that I have got this plantain has made it so important for me, it must sit next to me. That's why you lawyers are discussing economy, because I know that many of you are feeling the impact of price levels that rose astronomically in this country. As of 2015, inflation rate was single digit. It was about 9%. Fast forward 2 years after, inflation rate as of the time President Buhari was leaving office was from 22%. It had doubled, more than doubled. And then under the same party, the ruling party in the country, inflation rate went to as much as 33%. And in recent times, it is beginning to cool down, but it is still at a level where the middle class of Nigeria has had household income eroded. And what we say of that is that the intrinsic value of the big legal fees that you all get, especially from the political class of Nigeria. You know, you guys invited, I was sitting gently, you invited me to come to your conference. So please be ready to hear it as it is. What you could do there today.
Sorry, I just saw. Wait 1 second. How Desire, welcome. Yeah, most women who are in high positions are figureheads while the men run it underground. You hear that? That's exactly what happens. The CEOs are not just, the men are still running the show. The women who get it very married go through fire and brimstone. I'm telling you. Unless they know somebody that knows somebody or their husband knows somebody. I mean, we know how these things are run in Nigeria now. We know. Even on top of that one, some of them are still disrespected. There's something wrong if the woman take her friends, the woman take people go out, men inclusive. They were her friends. She decides she won't pay. That's not a big deal. But when she reach there, now the men they go they meet the waiters. Now the men that they greet 5 times, thinking say that money is going to come from the men. That's just the point. You don't see that happening here. Can't you just be human? Maybe you just treat everybody with respect. Society where you don't forget the importance of women. This is what is happening. It was not always like that. You have some people come from homes where the grandmothers were the ones that put all the kids to school, foot bills upon bills. This thing is not new. But they don't forget the role of women. Even the ones who they get mama for house, they don't get respect for women. You need to hear them talk about women. Nigerian men need to do better. I'm sorry. We got to do better as a people.
So suddenly, this your big money is no longer worth what it should be. And so our conversation is really about what makes economies cease to deliver. The most important conversation about economy delivering is a conversation on why is the economy that once grew in a period of almost, I would say 12 years or thereabouts, at an average rate of 6 to 7% per annum, suddenly become a laggard economy, growing at below 3%. As of the time that President Buhari was leaving office, economy had tanked so badly, it was growing at about 2.3%. In recent times, the first quarter of this year, we have seen growth, technically move to about 3.3%. So when you look at that and we compare it to 6 to 7%, we're still far from where we used to be. So that should concern us, because while all of this is going on, the economy of the world is shifting. Structurally, there are different conversations that are happening as to what it would take to improve the lives of citizens of respective countries. So take, for example, this matter of education and the fact that it really is driving the economic growth and development of society. We are struggling. We're struggling with that. We're struggling with the basic issue of a stable society that offers a reason for boardrooms to vote to bring their investment to Nigeria instead of taking it to, say, Malaysia or to Chile or to Brazil. I don't even want to talk about the African countries because a number of them are equally struggling. So clearly, our conversation on the economy will not be complete without the lawyers who form the elite class of our society.
This video right here never really existed. It got over 8 million views. It's one of the first.
Without the lawyers who form the elite class of our society worrying about what a stagnation of economy means or a contraction of economy means to the poor. If there's any group of people who would have learned about enlightened self-interest in their education, it would be the lawyers. The middle class that does not care what happens to the people at the bottom of the pyramid are basically setting themselves up for self-destruct. What is going on today is that while the middle class is beginning to feel the pinch of apathy towards economic governance of the society, because they were fairly comfortable. The public school system is not working, buy private education for your children. The health system is not working, find a family doctor. The insecurity is there, oh, in fact, pay the Nigerian police something, and you would get some accompaniment of state security. Completely lethargic to economic governance that matters for the larger number. And as a result of this, what continues to happen is poor governance entrenched poor quality choices of policies. And these poor quality choices of policies eroded anything that we have accumulated over time. Even worse is the derogation that has happened to institutions. And you will know that without institutions that are anchored on the things you use most, the rule of law, there is absolutely no signalizing of where the rewards and the punishments in an economy would lie. And then you look at the medical profession and you say to yourself, what happened to this profession? That this profession completely immersed itself in the political rot that has led to poor choices of economic policies, where the political class have decided that it is essentially okay to just hide away the poor from our faces so we don't have to see them. You know what? I've been in Lagos for a few days now. Guess what? The poor that the middle class don't want to see are now living right in their midst.
Bam.
There's a place called, like, I'm sorry, it's an expensive slum. Really? I just need to say it as it is.
Oh my God.
So what I would like our conversation to really be about is, what then does this tell us? You know what it tells us? It tells us something that even people like me didn't pay attention to, which is how important the quality of politics is for the economy. So,
Kai, hey, they go come, they drag Ezekwesili, but she said it's not true. It's an expensive, Lagos as a whole is an expensive slum. It's true. It a pain to hear, but it's the truth, man. It's the truth. I beg you. Mike, I know say you know you are a man, you like to take care of the bees. We know that. You want to brag now, right? I can see the bragging coming on. You want to brag. You like 100 men, couple walking to a restaurant, and they say, wait, make I first.
They must stop giving
Kí ló dé, ẹ rọra máa pariwo, kí ló dé. All right, so let me read this comment before we watch this video. 100 couples walk into a restaurant in Nigeria. 99 men end up paying the bills by default. The waiters will gravitate to the men with the bills. Yeah, so in this instance, right? So the point of Chimamanda was she was the one, it was an intentional act, right? So she had her friends, some of them were guys and everything. She foot the bill, and they still, now the men, they still think. You understand? She paid them, but now the men, because it's the way Nigeria is. You understand? Where everything stops with the men, And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not even trying to take away, wanna be man from anybody. That's not what this, I'm trying to talk about. It is the subjugation of women in our society that's apparent. We see it play out every day on social media. It's sad. Even on ground in Nigeria, women are not given the opportunity to fully express themselves as women. They are not even safe, right? They are not even safe in Nigeria. No talk of the children. Women are not safe in Nigeria. No matter how high you climb in Nigeria as a woman, they're still not gonna respect you. They're not gonna. They treat you like trash. You're still gonna go through sexual harassment and the rest of. Look at Natasha. Please name one a woman top there that has not gone through something in Nigeria. That is a terrible, terrible thing for women to be experiencing day in, day out in Nigeria. Young girls too, the same thing. And for me, I will keep saying it, the men are not doing enough, because some of those men are friends. You guys are friends. Amongst you men, the ones that are terrible towards women. The ones that don't treat their women right. The ones that don't have respect. But you don't talk to each other. You go just know am. You fit tell your wife, say, no mind this man, so na Chris man, no. This woman, those woman, but you will not call the man out. Back in the day, men then, if they see man when they misbehave, they call her out, they go gather and put her for middle, talk to her. But these days, you don't see that happen. Everybody just they mind your business. You go they treat women anyhow. The men not they now need to step up. Nigerian men, you guys need to step up. Wallahi. Okay, let's move on to this video. Yeah, it's not across the global world. Now Nigeria we dey focus on. Make this one a Nigeria problem. Leave global world for now. They say charity begins at home. So you start from house. If you start from home, you go metamorphose to global. Nigerian men, how they talk about now, Make. Okay, I know it's ouch. It's touching you as a Nigerian man, as a comrade to your brother. I understand, but it is what it is. You guys are not doing a good job at all. I'm sorry, but that's it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I am Shoakim Aloye here in Abuja. There's a breaking news that we have been following for you since it broke from the headquarters of the People's Democratic Party after the party concluded its National Executive Council meeting here in Abuja, and the party's leaders have agreed that formally, they've zoned the presidential ticket of the party to the southern region of the country ahead of the 2027 elections. The decision reached at the party's National Executive Council meeting in Abuja today also retains the chairmanship's position for the North, with Umaru Damagum confirmed as national chairman, and the chairman, Senator Yochayo, party leader, said Damagum confirmed as the party national chairman. Damago has held the office in acting capacity since 2023 following the suspension of former chairman Senator Yocha Ayu. And party leaders say the zoning move is designed to balance regional interests as preparations for the November National Convention gather momentum. Meanwhile, the PDP's Board of Trustees and Zoning Committee have thrown their weight behind the resolutions urging members to close ranks. The committee chaired by Bayelsa Governor Oyedele is expected to present his zoning blueprint for ratification by NEC, which all of what we saw today. Let me allow you to see and hear what the recommendations and the agreement that was made after the parties' NEC meeting. Take a listen.
NEC received and after extensive deliberations approved the report of the National Convention Zoning Committee, which recommended as follows. A, that all PDP national office positions currently in the northern region of the country remain in the northern region. B, that all PDP national office positions currently in the southern region of the country remain in the southern region. C, that the position of the national chairman haven't been retained in the northern region of the country. The presidential candidate of the party for the 2027 general election is hereby zoned to the southern region. Of acting national chairman, Ambassador Ilya Umar Damagu, in stabilizing the party, NEC hereby ratifies and confirms the appointment of Ambassador Ilya Umar Damagu as the substantive national chairman of the party, with effect from today, 25th August 2025, until the National Convention on the 15th and 16th of November 2025 at Ibadan, Oyo State capital.
Do you want to know where to invest $1,000 right now? Well, forget about AI, quantum computing, electric vehicles, cryptocurrencies, or robotics.
I don't want
little-known technology is projected to become rough.
There is a lot of implications to what has happened today, and we'll be gathering some insight into these breaking news for you, giving you all of the perspectives that you need to know. And also, I will be going to Brazil tonight to have a check on what President Bola Tinubu is doing, some of the things that he's scheduled to achieve in Brazil. What about Japan? He had meetings in Yokohama. All of these trips that the president has been having, what are the benefits for Nigeria? Before we get into all of those conversations tonight, everyone, let's check out some of your political roundup stories.
President Bola Tinubu has asked African countries to strengthen their collaboration, invest in digital security technologies and their people to tackle the security threats on the continent. The president said this at the 2025 African Chiefs of Defense Staff Summit in Abuja, where he was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima.
It is time to forge a new doctrine of continental defense, one rooted in trust, shared intelligence, and coordinated strategy to make Africa safe.
And the governor of Ekiti State, Biodun Oyebanji, has warned leaders of the All Progressives Congress across local governments not to receive other governorship aspirants in the state. Governor Oyebanji disclosed this during an event where he was presented the governorship nomination form of the APC by the Alumni Association of Ekiti State University. The governor also vowed not to allow those who have not contributed to the growth of the party in the state to reap the benefits.
I'm still waiting patiently to see a party member or any party chairman or local government party chairman that will open his door to these people. I'm waiting.
Meanwhile, a group loyal to one of the aspirants in the APC has warned Governor Oyebanji to desist from witch-hunting party members with security operatives and allow a free and fair primary election. 3 NNPP members of the Taraba State House of Assembly have defected to the ruling People's Democratic Party. Reading their letters of defection on the floor of the State Assembly, the Speaker, Right Honorable John Kizito, says their defection follows the governor's desire to turn around the fortunes of the state after careful consideration and extensive consultation with stakeholders, political associates, and constituents. And the All Progressives Congress in the Ikwerre local government area of Rivers State have declared that former governors Rotimi Amechi and Celestine Omeher, who are from the area, will be retired from active politics after the 2027 general elections. Members of the party made a statement during the grand finale of their campaign for the August 30 local government election. A former federal lawmaker representing Jos South and Jos East federal constituency, Mr. Dachung Bagos, has called for collaborative efforts amongst critical stakeholders to bring an end to insecurity in Plateau State. According to Mr. Bagus, Nigeria witnessed an escalation of insecurity due to poor management of the situation at the early stage.
Think your old cutting board is safe? Think again. These are crevices that can house mold. These are microplastics. I know.
But there is a huge process which began today by INEC, the voter registration and the physical process aspect of it is commenced nationwide. And it will go on for 1 year. So the commission says more than 1.3 million Nigerians have now pre-registered online as new voters in just 1 week. The nationwide exercise, which began on the 18th of August, recorded exactly 1.379 million registrants by Sunday, August 24. And according to INEC, young Nigerians between 18 and 34 years account for over 62% of the new entries, while women slightly outnumber men. Students make up more than a quarter of the registrants, and nearly 2% are persons living with disabilities. And from today, physical registration, according to the records by INEC, has officially commenced across INEC's 811 state and local government offices nationwide, allowing citizens to either complete their online pre-registration or register afresh in person. The commission has reminded Nigerians that voter registration is strictly for citizens above the age of 18 and who are yet to be registered before, and warning against multiple registration, which remains a violation of the law. And it further announced that the exercise will run for a full year until the 30th of August 2026, but urged eligible voters not to wait until the deadline when centers are typically overwhelmed with last-minute applicants. I told you earlier, we'll be getting some insight from Brazil on the sideline of President Bola Tinubu's meeting with the leaders of that country. Of course, one of President's close aide in terms of foreign affairs and protocol will be speaking with us, and he understands what the president is up and doing there. But before we get into that, let's touch on the breaking news that we have for you. And I'm being joined tonight. I've given you some sound bites, and the communique is read by the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, has read. You heard him. And what the party has decided. In fact, let me allow you to listen to these dynamics. Mr. Umar Damagun has now been confirmed as substantive national chairman of the PDP, and this is how it all happened.
I, Ambassador Umar Ilya Damagum, do solemnly swear and affirm that I shall be faithful and bear true allegiance to the People's Democratic Party. I shall discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the party, and always in the interest of the integrity, solidarity, advancement, well-being, and prosperity of the party and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I shall strive to pursue, enhance, and achieve the aims and objectives of the party as contained in its constitution and manifesto. That I shall not allow my personal interest to influence my official decisions. I shall devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of Nigeria. So help me God.
Thank you very much.
A few things have now been rested by the PDP. I don't know what reactions might be coming in the coming days as to those decisions. One, where will the PDP zone his presidential ticket to? Now it's rested. It's going to the south. The last time it was thrown open. At this time also, the how substantive can Umar Damagun be? And I imagine that it's going to be until about November. He's now the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party. He took over immediately after the former chairman got out of office, and that's Senator Yocha Ayu. But this time around, Mr. Damagun has assumed the position of the national chairman of the party. Let's get some insight into what this means. There are implications for the People's Democratic Party. They say at that meeting that they remain a major opposition force against the APC in power, and they remain focused on getting back into limelight and being joined by a former presidential candidate and a PDP chieftain, Mr. Benga Olawepo Hashim, is live for us here in our studio. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the program.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
A lot of development, incidentally, on your appearance today. And I heard, saw on the news, which we covered also, about your interest. But that may have had a clash with what is happening today. But let me begin. The first and the major one being the zoning of the 2027 presidential ticket to the south. What does this mean for the internal party unity and the Nigeria's broader political balance?
Okay, let me first congratulate Ambassador Damagun that the party had ratified his position now as a substantive chairman. I also want to congratulate the party for pulling through as one entity. The PDP is a very democratic party. At least you see things happening. You see caucuses.
I used to pay Midjourney monthly. Now I use this AI for a one-time cost and unlimited designs for.
Some other parties don't see that. You know, but this is what the PDP has always been from when it was founded. It's a party that will always debate fiercely internally. And at the end of the day, a decision will be taken. Now, that does not mean that when decisions are taken by organs, they are decisions which cannot be faulted. What has happened today, as you said, is unprecedented. The PDP has never zoned presidency before. In 1999, President Obasanjo, who was then General Obasanjo, contested against Alhaji Rimi from northern Nigeria and some other candidates, Dr. Alex Ekweme, etc. In 2003, as a sitting president in the villa, President Obasanjo had to contest again with Chief Barnabas Gamadi from Benue, Alhaji Rimi from Kano, Dr. Ekweme again. The party never shut the door against any zone. There would always be, agitation should come from this section and others. Then the caucus leaders will use their control over the delegates to influence their preference. But the party have never done what was done today by the neck of PDP. And I say it's really unprecedented.
Unprecedented to the extent, and I'm looking at my question as a two-weight. One on the internal workings of the party, and the other one is on the political temperature of the country. What do you think it means for those who are not members of the PDP?
Well, it means that if you're a northerner, you find another party.
That's what it means.
That's what it means.
Someone like you.
No. It's not just about me.
Yeah, because
you know why?
I assume that you have your eyes on the.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
While past leaders of the PDP, even when they preferred a certain president from a certain section of the country to emerge, they would rather use their votes at the convention to speak for them, but they will never shut the door against any region because they know the implications of this, which means that you are going to polarize polity. You are going to pitch one region against the other. That's what it means. So they always avoided this because they knew the implication of it on the unity of the country. Okay, so I believe that NEC has made a big error. I'm not saying that they didn't do it. They did it by majority. It was quite democratic. All the organs of the party decided, but they made a big error.
Why do you think it's an error?
Yeah, because the Constitution of Nigeria does not allow you to discriminate against a party member when it comes to elective position on account of where he comes from. It's a major constitutional issue.
So does this
now, even if I'm not contesting, any party member who is interested can go to court and say I was shut out by this zoning policy, and on account of that, the party candidate can be struck down.
But does this zoning preclude anyone from running? It might be an arrangement, but it is not cast in
but when that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That it's an error to have done it, and the future neck of the party are in a position to correct this error. And it's not about my interest. Let me tell you, I was in NEC before. I was the chairman of a group of 54 NEC members in 1999 as Deputy National Public Secretary of the PDP. We were elected for 2 years. And then some of our colleagues said, oh, governors go for 4 years, president go for 4 years. We should also have 4 years. And we should have automatic extension. I said, no, you can't do that. We're elected for 2 years. If you want 4 years, you have to go amend the constitution, go for another convention to get your 4-year mandate. You cannot even amend and apply it retroactively. And they say, oh, Binga, you're still thinking like you're in the student union. Oh, you're enjoying power and you're saying you should give it up.
This is exactly what I do if I wanted to lose between 21 to 25 pounds in just 2 weeks. That means at least 1.5 pounds per day.
So it's not about me. It's what I would do anyway if I feel that something has been done in error. And I pointed out the error that time. And we went to the convention. We defeated those who wanted retroactive. Though it was passed at the neck, some of us were suspended. We went to national convention and defeated them. That's the PDP tradition. Well, and that was cancelled.
Yeah.
So NEC can be in error and can be corrected as long later by future NEC.
As long as an assemblage of humans, that there can be errors. So you imagine that this is an error?
I believe so. But it could be corrected. Yeah. And I'm not saying by any means that those who took those decisions are not competent to do so. They are competent to do so. They are the elected people to be in NEC, but they made an error.
But so before they came to this issue, look at the processes. There are different caucuses that have met. The governors caucus, the board of trustees, all of them, the National Assembly. Before, in fact, there were caucus meetings.
No, I said as much as you are enumerating now.
Yeah.
I said it went through all the process.
Yeah.
I didn't say it.
Yeah. So I'm imagining how they could have made this kind of error you're describing.
Well, it's possible. It's not a perfect organization. Any organization run by human beings can make errors.
But could it be that the party?
That's my own.
Could it be that the party
perspective? I may be wrong. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Could it be that the party have learned from what happened in 2023? You remember what happened? A group of governors who call themselves the G5 came together and said the party was unfair. And said that the zoning arrangement, I mean, the party should be fair. After 8 years of Buhari, the party should consider a southern
the history of the PDP did not start in 2023. Okay, the first disaster was in 2014 when Jonathan said he will be the only sole candidate. Nobody should come from other zone. And then the other people from the other zone walked out of the party and the PDP lost power. Even as a citizen.
If you were in Jonathan's shoes, wouldn't you have done the same?
Before Jonathan, we had President Obasanjo, who was a sitting president, and went to the Eagle Square to contest against
2023.
President Obasanjo in 2003 to contest alongside with Chief Gamadi, and then contest again. You had Dr. Alex Ekweme came again. You have Elijah Rimi again, who was there in 1999. He didn't feel, as a matter of fact, when we were going to the National Convention in 2003, it was still a rumor that Atiku was going to contest against President Obasanjo up till the morning of the convention. Some governors were supporting Atiku from all over the country.
This was the convention in Jos, isn't it?
No, this is in Abuja.
It was in Abuja, yeah. Square. You're right, very much.
It was in Abuja. This was the convention where Chief Tommy Kimi was Obasanjo. So you remember that.
I've been around for a while.
So you cannot start the history of the PDP on our politics from when some G5 people think they hold the haze, you know. And let me tell you, this is my own position. The zone, the presidency to the south, is a default campaign for return of President Asiwaju. Because those who are mounting this campaign of zoning to the south are the same people who are saying we are in PDP, but we work for President Asiwaju. Look at all of them, almost all of them. The same people saying, oh, we are in PDP, but we are committed to President Asiwaju's re-election, and are saying zone. So it's a default campaign for the PDP not to have a viable candidate.
Can you hear that?
So this is a subtle campaign for an easy ride of Bola Tinubu's re-election.
Absolutely. This is what for those who are saying it must be automatically zoned to the south.
It's a neck
and who are also championing President Asiwaju's re-election are running a default campaign for his re-election.
Give me a moment. Let me go on a break. And when we come back, more on this, what this means for the People's Democratic Party. Could his event of today unite the party? And what is the future? Someone like being Olawale Hashim. Don't forget, he's from the north central region of the country.
Like you. So you've been shut out. You have been shut out.
As in substance.
Watch what magnesium does to your bowels.
If you have to wipe more.
Mr. Olawale Hashim has been speaking with us on the program. So there's a statement from the office of the Minister of the FCT who is saying he's now justified and he's been vindicated that the party has made a huge error, which the G5 had come out to say this was wrong and the party made a mistake and the party seems to be correcting it. What do you think of Minister Wike's position on being vindicated?
Well, you see, Minister Wike has made it clear to everybody that he's campaigning for President Tinubu. So, and I've told you, I mean, he didn't hide it. He said he's working for President Tinubu's re-election. He said it many times.
Yep.
And some of his supporters have also said the same thing, even while in PDP. And I said to you, you must zone to the South campaign in PDP is a default endorsement. It's a default campaign for President Tinubu's re-election.
Bam.
Now, I'm not going to spend energy on Minister Wike's statement. I'll just want to look at what has happened to us in Nigeria's history. Because we have traveled this road before. This is not for the first time. Eh? Abacha created 5 parties, and all the 5 parties adopted Abacha. So, but did Abacha become president?
He died before. He died in office.
Okay. Now, but even under that circumstance, you had a patriot, Alhaji MD Yusuf. He was in GDM. And he said, I'm a member of GDM. I'm waiting for Abacha to come to GDM National Convention. I'm going to contest against him. And a number of times we will meet at his office in Banex Plaza. I was National Public Secretary of National Democratic Labour Party at that time. That one, who is president of Zenith Labour Party now, he was National Secretary. And we're all in this together before we merged with SPP of Alhaji Abubakar Rimi and co. So we have seen this kind of thing before. But what I thought was that we're past this kind of stage. You know, when people are not doing well in government and they're paranoid about retaining power, they don't even want any kind of election. Because they cannot even trust that they can rig it successfully. They will rather that nobody is contesting against them than the only candidate.
What are you inferring? That the decision of the PDP today is linked to the APC or to the government of today?
Well, I'm addressing your question. Your question is simply, Minister Wike says he has been vindicated. And all he's been saying is that he's going to re-elect President Tinubu, so you can connect the dots together. But I believe that the PDP internal machinery has a self-correcting mechanism. Just like Minister Wike said, he's been vindicated. Oh, this is what he wanted. Now the party has done it. Maybe tomorrow the party may not do what he wants. Okay, if you have another neck composition or another national convention and another executive comes in place. So we wait and see. We see how all this ends. 2027 is a long time in politics.
Yeah, in all of this, you don't seem to be a fan of how this government is running the affairs of this country.
How can I
what
be?
grounds
How
do you have?
can I be? We left in 2014. Nigeria's GDP was $574 billion. According to World Economics. Today, the GDP today is $259 billion US. The Great Depression in America that we all talked about of 1929 was not more than 10% contraction. When an economy contracts marginally for about 3/4 or so in succession, you say the economy has gone into recession. When it loses 10% of its value, you say you are witnessing depression. But what do you say about this 50%? There is no.
Why do some men stay strong and vital well into their 60s while others become weak and tired? Take a look at these two men.
Yeah, we don't care.
No precedent for this type of economic collapse that we have seen in 10 years.
But
So the 10 years of APC in government has been a disaster, complete disaster.
But
you cannot even call it a recession. You cannot call it a depression. It's a complete disaster of monumental proportion.
But the government
So
in
it's
the last
not
2
about
years,
not
the
being
Tinubu
a
government in
fan.
the last 2 years said they wanted to do a major economic reforms. And those reforms will take some pains.
Any reform that you do, I'm not talking about paying on just the pocket of people alone. When you shave more than half of the economy, how long will it take you to recover that?
But it's been
Even if you are
it's been
growing,
long years of this disastrous run that we have. And they say that they want to fix
we
it.
didn't have a disastrous run. How could you have a GDP of 574 and you were the largest economy in Africa? And that is to you is a disastrous.
Mr. Alawi, but we've
And that
in
to you,
actual sense,
excuse me,
sorry, sir,
that to you is a disastrous run.
No,
and then when you get to
the fact is that,
259,
yes,
then
sir.
you are.
The fact is that we've run, we've run a rent economy in this country. In reality, over the last 20 years, we've depended on a mono economic.
You are buying this propaganda.
But that is the fact.
Look, in 20,
when last did we produce anything reasonable?
You want to ask me a question?
No, go ahead, sir.
No,
go ahead, sir. No, I'm just trying to put the facts right.
I'm dealing with facts here. I gave you figures. Now, in 2014, that the economy ranked the largest in Africa. Oil was not the biggest. Telecom was already competing with oil in the size of the GDP. Go and look at the data. The economy was already being diversified. Let me tell you, you underestimate the potential of the telecom market and the telecom revolution that was accomplished in this country. Outsourcing alone in the global market, not even mainstream telecom business, just outsourcing some call termination in different countries, which you see people doing in India and you know the size of the market is $545 billion worldwide. India and Brazil are colonizing that. If Nigeria will just take 10% of that, it's going to be bigger than everything you are getting from oil in a year. So we are already on the trajectory where we moved our telephone lines when democracy came from barely 400,000 to over 100 million. Nigeria was already becoming a huge cyber power. Now, the only thing that you needed to do now was to tweak the content creation element and participate, in the international, at least at the outsourcing level. Invest a little bit in cybersecurity so people can trust your destination. Just a little tweak. We have a lot of advantage. Brazil, India, they don't speak good English the way Nigerians, because we are, primarily an English-speaking country. You have some of our young kids that have never left this country. If they mimic the way Americans and all that's advantage in that outsourcing market, in termination calls and all this, that could have been converted. People will sit down in their homes in Nigeria and make a lot of money. Millions of young people. And you already have all the telecom infrastructure. So you are not coming from a disastrous... You see people throw figures and lies in the air. Nigeria has always been a great country. Nigeria is not about to become great now. What you find now is disaster. All right? Between 1959, the period of limited self-government, and 1966, Nigeria economy was bigger than the economy of Malaysia. Nigeria's GDP in 1966, by the time the military took over, was $6.3 billion. Okay? Malaysia was 3.2 billion. Indonesia was 5.8. Thailand was $5.2 billion. So we were twice the size of this economy. I went to school when Indian teachers were coming to take jobs in Nigeria. I was taught by Indian teachers in mathematics. Irish doctors were applying for job in Nibusa. All right? Nigeria was assembly stair tractor in Bauchi, Leland lorries in Ibadan.
Imagine.
So what do you call this? Vaccines were being exported from this country to all of West Africa until 1987.
Oh!
So you think this is who we are? You think this is who we are? Please,
Mr. Bengalawi, thank you so much indeed. I appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you so much.
Please find some time. Let's talk more about the economy.
Thank you so much.
And the way forward. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, Mr. Bengalawi Hashim is a former presidential candidate and
he don't use truth take shots Shehu up. If not before you go see Shehu, they come out, they vituperate. The man really sabi Shehu. He say, no, do you want me to talk? This is the kind of people that deserve to be answering questions in that Shehu studio. Imagine we used to import vaccines to other West Africa. Hey, how far Nigeria don't fall so tey. Kai, e no go ever better for APC and all its supporters. Nigeria go happen to all of them, one after the other, one by one. Hey! Oh my God. You get one video when I be one play give una, may I share am? Make I share am. Can you imagine? This is not who we are. T-Pain don't destroy the economy. Can't they get the audacity to go, wetin they call am? To go Brazil, they tell and say he don't cure corruption completely. Kai, Nigeria has really received serious beating, flogging. God abeg o.
Subsidies gone. And I want us to please listen to this well. You have to understand, as a lawmaker, trained as a lawmaker, never to be a lawbreaker.
Exactly, Kenny.
In the 2023 budget, subsidy ended May 31st. By June 1st, there was no provision for subsidy.
He knows what he's doing exactly.
And asking the president to keep the pay for subsidy when there was no budgetary provision for that would have been illegal. As I said, we are not here on the popularity contest.
Please, we are out of time. Let's listen to the minister so that we can conclude quickly. Go ahead. Order, please.
And number two is the fact that I always say this: for this government, we should be judged by where we were May 28, 2023. And I'll say this: do I believe that the expenditure in the right direction in terms of infrastructure? I sincerely believe this government is putting a lot into infrastructure. And I'll say this once again: I sincerely believe that the economy is not stupid. We have accumulated wrong choices over the years that is being corrected. For us, we can sit and analyze, but the simple truth is, when you consider the depth of the ditch as when this government came on board, then the only thing to be done is to increase productivity. Of course, there's only one way when you're done, is to increase productivity, increase production, spend yourself out of recession. And when we moved from 83 to 96% in terms of debt servicing in 1 year, if we are not taking some of these decisions, perhaps we'll have been going over 100 and something percent for debt servicing in 2022. So for me, as lawyers, you are trained. I'm not a lawyer, never been one. I hope I'll be one in the future, but of course, I'm not one now. And you are trained to deal with facts, not emotions. The difference, what distinguishes you as lawyers from me, is because you are more knowledgeable in terms of facts than me. So, I deserve 2 minutes. No, I deserve 2 minutes. So I think for lawyers, I will want you to not just rely on some of these emotions. Let's look at facts. Let's look at where we were, and let's look at where we are going to. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are
inflation because it is an erosion of value had happened. And so it was 9%. And then you move from 9% to 22%, which was what Buhari left. And then you go from 22% to as much as 33%. No matter how right the economic direction is, the fact that these consequences that could have been managed differently by virtue of how to do reforms did not happen, means that there is an accountability that is necessary on the part of the government. And for the poor,
job for me is out of
and for the poor, no, let me land on this. For the poor, the worst thing you can do to them is inflation. They have no buffer. The poor don't have a buffer. You see all these ones, they have buffer. All those lawyer fees that you people charge, you have buffer, but the poor don't. So when inflation comes, what does it do? Pass through. It hits them so badly. That is why the most important role
of any central bank is this management of inflation. And what is it that is driving it? You're talking about us as a commodity, one commodity-based economy. And it is that same commodity that suffered that impact of a good reform, but done in the wrong way.
Look, when Dr. Obi is talking, the tough job is how to cut in, because you always make sense. I'm now...
You represent the heartbeat of professionalism in our country, in any society. I think it's important that we don't laugh through the conditions that we find ourselves as people.
Exactly.
You're the best of minds. Anyone who is able to train and become a lawyer in Nigeria represents the elite of our society.
Did you know there's a way to drink ice cold water that can melt away the stubborn fat in your belly? But a warning, this recipe...
What's going on is an abandonment of responsibility by the elite of our country. The truth is, the people of this country, the larger population of the poor, are almost trapped in intractable poverty. Some 133 million are perniciously in that state of poverty. One thing that is fundamental are the choices that we make as the people. And guess what? The lawyers determining the rule of law of this society and what is rewarded, what is punished, at the heart of it. The question that I hope your conference this year would force each of you to ask is, should there be an evaluation of what our profession has done to provide the necessary guardrails for the behavior of our political class? Would we be found to have done right by Nigerians? If the answer is no, then I hope that this particular year's conference will be an opportunity to say, enough. We've got to get this country to the place where something is happening behind me. What is happening behind me? Okay. All right, please give me, I'm going to be true. It has to be that you recognize, please, just one more minute. It's not to be that we, as the privileged class, for as long as you're educated, you're a privileged class, we need to understand that this society lays prostrate for the poor right now, some 133 million of them, that a distorted incentive society is making it impossible for them to actually have a quality of life that is close enough to just being normal. And therefore, I am praying that as a legal profession, you can agree that there is serious discussions that are making it difficult for incentives to align in the direction where hard work is rewarded. This country has to go back to rewarding hard work. This idea that politics is the pathway to becoming wealthy is an anomaly. any profession that is rewarding this kind of pre-pandemic behavior cannot be a profession that cares about tomorrow.
Exactly.
But I do know that I know some of you, and you're some of the best minds that we have in this society.
They should fall out and protest.
Stop trading this profession. Stop giving this profession over to a bunch of lousy politicians.
Riot, chase them out.
That want to destroy generations here and undone. Don't invite me again. Even if you invite me, I may not come again. Thank you for it.
Yes. Fantastic. She don't talk her mind. If you like, invite her. If you like, no invite her. She has said it. She don't talk her mind. Kudos. Madam Obi, kudos. Thank you for speaking the truth. All the lawyers sitting down there, all of them feel gather themselves, pour out, protest the judiciary, protest their Supreme Court Justice, Kekere Ekun, demand that she comes down. Lawyers know what they need to do. Anyway, Kenny, thank you very much for sharing this article with me. I want to bring it so that we can watch it together and we'll talk about it. And I'll be wrapping this up in a few minutes. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to let you guys watch this video. I keep saying that Africa is at war, and it's unfortunate that many are unaware. They are not aware. Your very existence infuriates these people. And yet we still collect aid, handouts, walk them through our palaces, theaters, boardrooms, and parliaments, and what's it called? Their shrines. Yep, walk them through your shrines, reveal secrets of your spirituality to them. You people are even making them priestesses, and you are making them priests of your form of worship too. Now here we did. How do you pack sugar and sodium in massive quantity for kids? NAFDAC, when will you wake up and protect your people? Boycott Nestle now. Listen to this. Who could not listen?
In the picturesque town of Vevey, Switzerland, stands the global headquarters of Nestlé, the world's largest food and beverage company, known for its commitment to nutrition, health, and wellness. Nestlé faces significant scrutiny. Nestlé's baby food products feed millions of infants worldwide. But how uniform is the nutritional content of these products across different countries? In Lausanne, Switzerland, a team at the nonprofit organization Public Eye has raised alarming questions.
We decided to check two Nestlé baby food brands sold in lower income countries. And what we found was quite shocking in the sense that we found very high levels of sugar added by Nestlé in the product. Now, what is really shocking with this is that in Switzerland, all the similar products sold by Nestlé, they're sold without any added sugar. This is Nestlé's baby cereal sold in Switzerland. Now, if you read here, it says without added sugar, sans sucre ajouté. Now, the product that is being sold in low and middle income countries is this one, Cerelac, and it has on average 1 sugar cube in a serving.
Their investigation focused on two popular products, Cerelac and Nido, comparing them to their Swiss counterparts.
The highest amount we found was 7.3 grams in a serving in a product sold in the Philippines. So that's nearly 2 sugar cubes in a serving. And for Nido, the amount that we found was a bit lower, on average 2 grams in a serving, but still in Central America, we found a product with very high levels of sugar. We're talking about 5.3 grams in a serving.
While Nestlé asserts that it complies with national regulations and international standards, experts argue these practices reveal a troubling double standard.
It has a lot of health implications, negative health implications on the children. It distorts the gut microorganism balance. These microorganisms help to maintain the protective layer in the gut to prevent unwanted influences in the body. So the gut serves like a barrier, a protective barrier, and these added sugars break that barrier down.
The majority of the people in the world that are obese live in low and middle income countries. And what you're seeing is an increase in the chronic diseases linked to obesity, like diabetes, but also cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, cancers, and so on. This was a strange response we got from Nestle. They're saying that you have a small variation in the recipes of product might happen, no? Depending on the availability of local ingredients, but also local preferences. It's a clear double standard. Sugar here, no sugar there. This variation is not the result of local availability of ingredients. I mean, sugar is available. If they want to add it, they just add it.
In countries facing rising obesity and diabetes rates among young children, the high sugar content is a growing concern.
I had to withdraw from using all the formulated food from Nestle because I discover of late when I go to the hospital, the rate at which I see children with diabetes, obesity, with other related illness from sugar, I was surprised myself. So I had to withdraw every use of Nestle product for now.
As the debate continues, the health of millions of babies hangs in the balance.
There should not be any disparity when it comes to food formulation because we are all human.
Public Eye has launched a petition demanding that Nestle remove added sugars globally, pressing for a revision of Codex standards.
I'm sure you guys have heard it. Please, if you have sisters that have children that are feeding their babies, tell them, share this video to them. They need to know. These people don't mean well for us. At the end of the day, now we go make sure say we collect our country back, our land back, so that we feel rebuild from scratch. If you never collect your voters, if you never go register to vote, please go and register to vote. Na beg I dey beg, make una go register to what? Vote. Start to dey mobilize, don't wait. Let's not just make this only cho online. You have to be a part of the strategy behind the scenes. You have to be part of what? The strategy behind the scenes. Don't just be an onlooker. Don't just be, oh, let me be observing. No. Nobody. We no need to dey observe. Now, time for observation don't pass. Do you want to deliver your country or you don't want to deliver your country? That is the question. Now, that one, that be the question. That be the cocoa of the question. We not fit leave Nigeria the way it be. Everybody must join hand. You must join hand. Not be to come social media, come comment section. Everybody need to find where they belong behind the scene. Make we push this thing forward. 2027 is here already. It's not waiting for any one of us. It don't already come. No matter how you look at it, it is here. Ignore the noise. Focus on what is going on. You see that list when they bring out yesterday? I already shared the information. I said, come. I don't go tell my people when I know. Mona put close eye on these numbers. They are intentionally increasing the numbers of the Southwest. Southwest alone will not win Tinubu presidency. No matter if you like make increase the number reach 10 million, it still will not win that election. The people have to be ready. You got to put your money where your mouth is. Unless you don't want your country anymore, because it's not going to get better with Tinubu, it's going to get worse. He's going to make himself lifetime president. And from there, when he come out, he go put in Peking. Are you people ready for that? Are you people ready? Is that what you want to leave behind for your children? Now, question that they ask. So, this title of my video, I say if una get the word corruption for una dialect, make we hear am before I round up. Make we hear am. Do you have a meaning of the word corruption in your dialect? We don't have it in my dialect. Do you have it? Michael, do you have it in your dialect? Oriyomi, do you have the word corruption in your dialect? Kene, is there a word like corruption in your language? I want to check something. Heart desire. Does corruption have a meaning in your dialect? Right? It doesn't have a meaning in my language. Ìwà ìbàjẹ́ is not corruption now. Ìwà ìbàjẹ́ is just bad attitude. It's bad attitude. Right? That's what ìwà ìbàjẹ́ means. Ìwà ìbàjẹ́ does not mean corruption. Ìwà ìbàjẹ́ is bad behavior, bad attitude. You can't think of it. Do you even have the word corruption in your... No, as far as Nigeria is concerned, there's no meaning for the word corruption. It doesn't mean the same thing, Oriyomi. It does not. Ìwà ìbàjẹ́ is bad attitude, bad action, right? Bad character is not corruption. It's not corruption. That tells you that the corruption itself is foreign to us. Not be waiting we they do. That's what that means. So trying to use your knowledge of your language to try and tally to score, there's no word for corruption in your dialect. Let me help you. Corruption is not bad attitude. Well, you can say classify it as bad attitude, but it's taking something that does not belong to you, that's supposed to belong to everybody, but you take it to yourself. You steal from the people. You extort it you take it from the people. It may be mpu, depends on the context you use it. There's no word for corruption in our dialect. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. There's no word for corruption. Ajebanu, no. Even though I don't know what Ajebanu means. What does it mean, Oriyomi? What does Ajebanu means? What does it mean? There's no word for corruption in your dialect. Let me just help you people. Kosi, not dey. It's a foreign word. Not dey. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna forward. Let me see. Into Bagby, if I forget. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to. I just remember now, so I need to do something. So I want to make sure I do it Otherwise, if I leave here, I feel go forget. Okay. All right. Ajebanu means corrupt. Are you sure about that? Oriyomi, are you sure about that? Yeah. Kaya, welcome. Yeah, there's no word for corruption. I don't know. Oriyomi is saying Ajebanu is corruption. Okay. We don't have the word corruption in my dialect. Corrupt practices was never part of any African culture. That's the point I'm trying to get across. But Oriyomi is scrambling. Yeah? You're not supposed to take what does not belong to you without permission. I remember the story my mom told me. There's a story. She said when she was growing up, when if you're going to the farm and you find anything that does not belong to you, like if you find gold, sometimes people will lose their gold jewelry or whatever. Nobody touches it. They will draw a white chalk around, use white chalk to draw around that item, so that the person that owns it, maybe when they are coming back, they will see it and pick it up. It was forbidden to take what does not belong to you. There was always a cost attached to you taking what does not belong to you. You cannot take what is not your own. Right? And it's not everything you see on the ground you take. Even digging, this exploration that we now started, industrialization, they drill oil, they dig the soil, they remove gold, they remove certain things from this. Not be everything when they ground, not be you're supposed to collect. You understand? There's some people who say gold, for instance, no, they stay their hand. They feel buy gold now. Sometimes they know when they lose them. They'll just lose them because it's not everything that you're supposed to take from the ground. Some of the stuff in the ground is to protect the ground underneath. And of course, some of them carry spiritual weight, right? But no, Oyibo people come scatter everywhere. They dig for waiting, they dig greed, they just see more. They just want to collect everything. Not be everything, not be that they touch, not be that they come out. These were real deep values then. There was no such thing as somebody stealing somebody's property. It was not heard of. People did not have gates, fences around their homes. They did not. So you see that we've lost values, serious ones. There's certain words in our dialects that we don't have. You cannot transcribe it into English. Impossible. It will always have a meaning. Right? Corruption and thievery. A corrupt person a thief. Most languages got the word thief. Onyoshi in Igbo, Ole in Yoruba. Okay. They have the word for thief, but not for corruption. Right? To take what belongs to everyone as yours in any African society was regarded as abominable act. This was why they were always they will extradite the person. They will expel the person from the village. These types of behavior, now they make people they expel them, they go banish them from the village. They go say make you not enter because they thief people property. They are known for stealing, so they go banish that family. It was because of actions like this, stealing what does not belong to you, right? And I don't know, even back then they will exile them exactly. Had desire, thank you. They will banish them, exile them from the villages. Back then, they didn't used to have, like, you take what does not belong to you, right? And you now lie and collect it from the person's hand. It attracted a curse. Because when they go to the traditional or the eldest person in the village at the time to go and narrate or go and judge matter before them, then they get punishment for the person. You know, if you just want to carry the wealth of the entire community, not the work. That was why then, if one person has, there was a belief that you share what you have with almost everybody. You can't become like a public bank, because people came to you for help, for resources and all of that. And it was always an honor for such a person to assist other people. So where did we learn all these new things that we are learning? Right? Ever since una cross paths with the Oyibo people, una matter don't trash una tradition and values and principles that your great grandfathers lived by, and they had a very simple life. Very simple life. Of your family and entire lineage. Exactly. There is, so I've told you on a private. Okay, let me check. Okay. Okay, let me play. Oriyomi, do I have permission to play it so that everybody will hear? I know it's Yoruba, you used to say it, but let me play it. Let me know, Oriyomi. Answer me, yes or no. If you don't want me to play it, I won't play it. Exactly. Now their way, now their culture, now then go enter place, pillage the country, pillage the society, take wetin not belong to them. Do you understand? Now we not get, naturally we not get that. Most of the things when we get now learned behavior over centuries, now it can become the problem now. So the people don't even know their culture anymore. Okay, thank you very much, Oriyomi. So let me play.
My sister, good morning. How you doing? Kò sí ọ̀rọ̀ tí Yorùbá ò ní ọ̀rọ̀ fún. Kò sí nǹkan tí Yorùbá ò ní ọ̀rọ̀ fún. Yorùbá pé gan. Tá bá sọ pé corruption is an art. It is an art. Ní Yorùbá máa pè ní àjẹbánu. Àjẹbánu. Ara àwọn ìwà ìbàjẹ́ ló wà. Ìpáǹle ara ìwà ìbàjẹ́ ló wà. Tá lè pè ní bad behaviour. Corruption is part of bad behaviour. Tá bá sọ pé corruption àjẹbánu, òun ni Yorùbá tó bá corruption lọ. Ìwà àjẹbánu ni, because it is an art. Corruption is an art. But tá bá sọ pé ìwà ìbàjẹ́, ìyẹn ló generalize gbogbo wọn papọ̀. Kéèyàn máa ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́sìn, ìwà ìbàjẹ́ ni. Kéèyàn máa jalè, ìwà ìbàjẹ́ ni. Kéèyàn máa parọ́, ìwà ìbàjẹ́ ni. But tá bá sọ pé corruption, tó gbé abẹ́wà specific, àjẹbánu, òun ni corruption.
Oshe, thank you very much, Oriyomi. So you guys hear it, right? Basically, what he's saying is that there's no word that Yorubas don't have. There's no word that they don't have a meaning for. So he says that the word corruption means ajebanu. So ìwà ìbàjẹ́ is like a catch-all for all the bad behaviors. That's why they call it ìwà ìbàjẹ́. But the word corruption means ajebanu. Okay, thank you very much, Oriyomi. All right. Stealing is also an act. Running an act. Speech an act. This is true. That's a point. You have a point there, KL. You have a point there, right? So the point I was trying to bring out is that culturally, there were certain acts that were forbidden, right? There were certain acts that you could not, like for instance, you could not take somebody else's wife. That was not a common thing back then. You can't just come and go and take somebody's wife and marry. They happen. You understand? Because there were ramifications for it. You get punished for it, right? If woman when don't marry sit down, you not feel cross in leg, right? There was respect for people's wives, for women generally. There was respect. Everybody carried themselves with respect. So this dogging attitude when they see nowadays, where some of our men they display towards the women, and some of the women too get their own for body. These things are foreign. These things are learned. They were not part of us. Then they hijack wives now. Exactly. They go hijack. If you go out with your wife or you go out with your husband, person go they try to hit on you. They happen before. They don't look another man wife for eye. They don't look her for eye. You don't understand. All these other people they come now, this you both time say you see another person, you go hug the person, you will peck am. All these things are foreign to us, Abuna. I don't know say foreign to us. They are foreign. Not be waiting we they do. You don't even shake woman when marry. You know they shake am. You understand? So all these things, to a large extent, now only Muslims, that they practice that kind of thing now. But you're not supposed to. Right now, I'm sure that people are sound like this girl is, but it's the truth. That's what the tradition represented then. And then men, their word was their bond. Their word was their bond. They didn't have to sign anything in paper. When they tell you on Thursday at 2 p.m. I'm going to be here, that's that word. When they talk, they go 2 p.m. you go see them. If they say I'm coming back, cook or do this thing for me, I'm coming back so day, that day they go show up. Their word was their bond. You didn't need to go and be like this one. They sign up what is they call am now, what is they call these things now, when before you marry you go sign paper say anything when you make na your own, everything when I make na my own, right? Whatever it is, I no fit think of the word right now, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Back then it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. I mean, we can make modifications to a lot of these things I'm talking about too. I'm not saying it has to stay the same. I'm just pointing out that we had value system back then. Our traditions had is you have to remember that we're the oldest people in the world. So we've lived life enough to understand that there are certain things, there are certain boundaries that we should not cross as a people, as human beings. Why do they keep saying that, oh, Africans are hospitable? That is because we've been here for thousands and millennia, thousands of years. We're the oldest species on earth. So we've lived life to understand that it pays for us to be humane towards each other. We're born with that. We're born with a spirit and a soul that leads us, right? So, but we've forgotten all of that now. Everybody don't imbibe Oyibo way of doing things. Do you understand what I'm saying? So some of these things were, oh, thank you very much, EB, welcome, prenuptial, thank you, prenup. You know they exist before. We get prenup for our culture. We get prenup. Wanna answer me? We don't get prenup. And I'm not saying that it's a bad, please, I'm not arguing for or against, Mona understand where they come from. Before anybody runs into my comment and starts saying, what is she trying to say? I'm just saying what we, back then with our culture and tradition, we didn't need any of this. Now, should there be improvements on some of these cultures? Absolutely, right? Absolutely, we can make amends to the culture. That is why we're here, so that we can think about things that we can, make amends to, that will make our lives better. Back then, women had power in their communities. Women made laws. Women ran the home. Women went to the farm, bring food. The husband go sit down on that mango tree. They use chewing stick. They clean it teeth. When he come back, they'll come cook for her. They'll come serve her. Now the women, they carry farm produce go market. There was no such thing as is the man job, is the woman job, is the after am the one that bring the money. All those things they happen before. They help each other out. They work like a community. Where I come from, back then, young people used to, if young man and young woman want marry, all the young people, Agbonuge people, they call them Agbonuge, like young group, young people, they will come together. Now that they take care of the community, they will go build house for the guy. They go build house. There was no noise. They go use mud, build house, do everything. When it's not raining season, dry season, they go build house for her. When he and his wife go, they stay. You understand? That they take turns. When is the next person's own, he marry. Now, so all the young people, the youth, they go gather. They go build house for that one too. Where his wife go, they stay. Where has all that gone? Everybody want to do things now individually. Where did individualism come in? Did we have individualism in Africa, in Nigeria? We did not. People did things together in community. Who were the people who used to hunt? It was the men that used to go out and hunt. They will go hunt for game, bring a corn house. Right? If they won't go fight, the men they go, some women they go fight too, in case una no know. When they talk about feminism, we don't they practice feminism for Africa before the word was coined. For a lot of us that want to carry these things on our head, feminism don't already they exist for Africa. Women get voice for Africa before. Now it make when these people come, they see the balance, the way men they respect women. Everybody just they play their part. Nobody they quarrel with anybody. Does that mean that there were no bad people? Yeah, there were bad people everywhere, right? But they see the community harmony with which people work together and build their society. They see how they put women for front that time to make decision for Azagba, right? Where I come from now in Azagba with the corner, where they I know say some of them still get them from that village, where they go build house. Maybe your grandfather go build house, you build them like circle. Therefore, middle, now the community they gather. Family go gather, judge matter, talk, discuss, tell stories. You understand? All these things were existing before. We don't get issue of, oh, a woman, this. We had, do you know that back then, there were certain communities when we say that they exposed to going to, they were traveling long before. Before colonialism, people don't they trade, they travel for Nigeria. No, no. Some of them travel to the point where they can't discover, say, okay, school, may I send my pikin go school? So you have generations of people that went to school maybe in the abroad. Their great grandfather, maybe na lawyer or doctor, so you just pass through the lineage like that. When they talk, they go they say, my great grandfather went to Harvard. My great grandfather, they not meet the person, or my great grandmother went to Harvard. We had people like that in Nigeria, but I don't know. There were traders in the north, for instance, the Hausa land. There were merchants that traded in hide and skin. Abuna don't know. They used to travel. These people used to travel far and wide, from the north, from the south, from the east. Everybody they travel before. Women were, back then, some communities, then we say women were highly educated. And it was not a problem. They go marry, the man a teacher, he go they teach until they go. The woman go be professor or something. I'm telling you. Oh, you go even marry, now you will encourage the man to go school. I don't know say they exist before. It exists. I just feel like sometimes we need to look into our history to understand. Everything when we they imbibe, not be everything good. Take the good one, leave the one where not good. You understand? Leave the one wey no good. All this abuse when we dey see today na rampant. Na generation of abuse. Na it don mess our people up. Africa lived in harmony. Get one video when I play for here, where some people, when they live inside forest, they say they don't want to be part of the outside world. They like as their life be. You see, because it's too noisy outside. That's what they talk. They say it's too noisy. I bet more than no verse my own light. You understand? They say it's too noisy. So, because it's too noisy, they don't want to be part of the outside world. You understand? So sometimes we will know this, we will understand this, so that we go know ourselves better. We're not always like this. Reach within. Learn other people's stories. You go know, say inside, innately in Africa, there was balance. There was balance. if people they live for one community, they see say the community don't pay them, they go pack go the next community. Apart from the ones where they banish, the exile. Pai wasn't a thing in Africa. They don't carry. Life was was held in very high esteem. Life mattered. If person buy, one person buy, the whole community go mourn. So what happened? You just say this one our na so it be, or it's always been like, it wasn't always like this. Something broke. And thanks to your corrupt people that came in, they use the worst of us to run everything down. Don't forget where you're coming from, and not be everything when you see say that they do, not be you go take. Not be everything. Feminism was a thing in Africa way before they introduced that. Now, what did they see with us? Now they take coin that word in case you don't know. Because women get rights that time. Women they talk. We will not say some parts of communities for Nigeria now with women they marry men. Now the women they pay by price. Una know. When people go they say I'm demand. Women communities there for if that same Nigeria we say now the women they pay bride price. How come nobody they talk about that one? Eh? All this abuse now foreign thing. Because back then, if you give your daughter to man and the man touch her, the family go gather. They go gather, can't deal with the man. I don't know that one. Some communities, the family go gather, can't deal with you, say you touch their pikin. Say not be waiting they give their, not be waiting make they assume you marry their pikin be that. If not like this, you want to they do the girl, may you leave. There were communities like that. Abeg, make we step up, make we level up. Not be everything we not be we go dey adopt. Make we dey use our head. Abeg, make we dey use our sense. Not be everything. When I first came here, I used to work at night. One night on my way home, two young pretty Oyibo women carried me to go do funny business. I no complain no. I was 22K. They're gonna carry you to funny business. Okay. If they run, they will hit stone. Exactly. Yeah. When I was a child and I was taken to my mom's village, they used to send me and my cousins to go buy food products. When we go there, I was surprised that if the shop owner wasn't there, my cousin drops the money and takes the exact amount of products. That's how it was. In my village, it was the same thing. If you go to the market, you don't meet the person when they sell. You go collect what you want, but you go write the price with charcoal. They go write them for cardboard. I remember. You go leave the money under the thing when you collect. You go collect the thing, you go come out. Yeah, there was a documentary I saw. If you're going to Ibadan, right? Those people, I think that they sell different things, whether farm produce, that they sell fruits, that they sell bushmeat and the rest. Though till today, they still they practice them. If you want buy anything, they write the prices put for there. If you want buy anything, you go there, you leave the money. So come they ask the man, say whether the man know they fear say if person come, they fit carry everything. They know. He say they know what they do for the place. So if you carry that thing, you not put money. Anything when you see me, you take on like that. That's so the man talk. He said, but since then, don't they sell for here and for this has been happening for centuries. It has never happened. Nobody they carry anything wrong. Value system that we had that was impactful. Yeah. It has. Tradition has, yeah. A lot of people don't understand. Some people just think that this is how Africa has always been. That's not always been like that. That's a lie. When we used to go to farm, then we would see farmers drop their farm products along the farm roads without supervision, and you cannot just go there and take from it because we know they are coming. Exactly. So what you used to do there when we used to go to the farm, when we harvest, right? My dad will carry some of the harvest, you go put them for the corn by the side of the by the roadside near the farm. You go your line some produce for there. You can't tell us say the reason why they do it, some people they when they not get farm, they not see where they want to see food by. So when they pass, they go take some of those produce. They go take na garri o, yam o, beans, melon, because we grew all those things, right? Melon, you go carry some, you go to your family. You don't need to stress. People used to plant mangoes, oranges, avocados. You go enter people compound, you go pluck fruits, you go carry your bag, you go waka comot. Nobody dey stop you. Yeah, nobody dey touch anybody property. Na only oyibo dey hijack, plunder, pillage, ransack. Exactly, we don't not be something wey dey part of us. Kidnapping and ransom was exactly when you don in your history, you never hear say oyibo dey carry person, dey kidnap am, dey say demand for ransom. Lie. Apart from a slavery within, wey be say they go, if you dey owe person money you no fit pay, they go take your daughter or your son, they'll say make you come work until the money complete. Or some people go marry off their daughter just as payment for debt. Apart from that, we not get all these things before. So where it come from? You know, this chopping of hands in the Congo, so much so that it became a thing during the civil wars of Liberia. Exactly. All those things didn't exist. So we need to look inwards, you know. We need, in order for us to find solution, now we go look inwards, go back. How did our people, this is it. We lived in harmony. The reason why they call a dark continent that time, now because we lived in harmony, we're quietly living our lives, doing our thing, living by the laws of nature. If you take wetin not belong to you, you'll be dealt with. It's simple. They put the laws into the atmosphere. So if you do wetin go against those laws, it will affect you. They don't understand and they demonize them. You know, they left their home, came to our home, pillaged, spied, and then say we are exactly. You know? And the family of the man go first brush the guy, even before. Exactly. If you go carry woman, let's say all this issue of you go carry woman forcefully just kerewa the woman like that, right? You know they happen. If you try and you go marry that woman, you go marry her. There's no ngbati adino. You go marry her. Then you can't get belle join and forget now your wife be that. You can't pay bride price. You don't go your force yourself on other people's children. Back then they deal with people like that. A woman even became Oni of Ife. And Alaafin of Oyo. I'm telling you, these things used to exist, but because we know they read history, we know they listen to other people's history within that country, and even outside that, you not go know. You go to say, oh, well, not lie. We don't get all this. This habit is foreign to us. We need to look within to find solutions to our problem. Enough is enough. At times, a woman will be the interim king. Yeah, there's a woman king in is it Oyo State? There's a woman king. I can't remember where now. And there's a little boy that they just made king as well. Adele, yeah. Women do have a specific roles in the palace called Iyalode. Yep. You understand? Yeye Osun, a lady, yeah. Herbalist, yeah. You can't carry fruit run, but if you carry ballop, make it make sense. Kenny abeg, leave me. Lots of people don't realize na leader they provide the moral direction of a society. If the leader is an exemplary person, his followers will learn some behavior and follow. Exactly. 9 times out of 10, anybody wey take your dad farm product go most likely drop something of theirs to compensate your papa, or else dem go come another time to render their service for your dad's gift. Yeah, but most of the time, when we had our farm, we not really, so there are people there, they will just pick them. It wasn't, they never really gave back anything. Most of them did not have farmlands, right? So these are people who didn't have farmlands for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't inherit land, or they didn't have any land. So when they see people coming from the farm, they go just see yam, they go carry the one they fit carry, and that person will come carry, like that. But during harvest, because we knew people who were also into the farming thing, you will see bag of garri, you'll get gallons of red oil when they go bring come for you, palm wine. Oh my God, our kitchen that time, God damn, food everywhere, food everywhere you go, food of all sorts, bags of potatoes, Irish potatoes, sweet potatoes, palm kernel, fresh palm kernel. God abeg, that house. Then bush meat, repete. I know they eat all this cow meat. Go now recently, na person start to dey eat am. I no dey eat too. Now bush meat straight up game. Now they eat. I grew up on game meat. It was strange when I started eating cow meat. It was very strange. Not only Christmas, now we dey eat goat meat sometimes, and then maybe sometimes chicken. But mostly bush meat, straight up. Bush meat or dry fish, you know. Exactly. No, you're right. I agree. Now the person. This is why we need a leader that makes sense. This is why Nigeria needs a leader that makes sense. Without a leader that makes sense, man, forget, we're on a long thing. We're on a long thing. So make everybody go buckled up. I say Tracy, I never get Tracy email address yet. I never get Guy. But I don't send messages out to those who are ready to be part of something behind this, because we don't have time. We need to take this seriously. If we really want our country back, we need to put our money where our mouth is. With that being said, guys, I need to shut this down. I don't dare here pass as I plan to. So guys, I'll see you guys on my next one. Thank you very much. Kene, thank you. Michael, I thank you. KL, I thank you. Oriyomi, brother me, I thank you. We still have queens. It's called Ezi. Okay. Example in the past. Ahebi Ubabe Eze in Enugu. Okay, KL. Wow. The only time I got a scorpion bite was when I went to the farm with my grandparents and harvested groundnuts. We dey harvest groundnut that time. Groundnut they love to harvest groundnut. You just pull am from the ground. Everything go just dey come up, pop, 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 go dey pop. I love that thing. After it was boiled, yeah, they decided to share it, and I was mad. In your anger, you got beat by scar because you were angry. I was like, oh, you're like 7 years old. Yeah, I learned a big lesson to share what I have. Michael, learn. You've learned. No wonder you're a giver now. You know you take a play. That scorpion came to teach you a lesson that you never forgot. Oh my God, say the verse. Na yam. When we harvest fresh yam that time, we roast. Roasting galore with red oil. You can't put red oil for like this clay pot thing. We can't slice fresh pepper, onions. Like you will heat the oil up, right? You can't get this green pepper, not be the red one, like the green one. You crush them with stone or that wooden thing. You crush them, slice onions, put them inside that hot oil. Just let them sit, and then eat your roasted yam with salt. Oh my God! Oh, cha 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 cha! Food. I think I'm going to buy yam and roast, and do it the same way I'm talking about now. The scorpion show you pepper. So how they take heal the scorpion? How did you heal it? Wetin they use? Now leave. Now you take heal am. I'm curious. I want to know. They buy the scorpion and roast and toasted it for me. Then they started giving me that sweet black liquid to soothe me. Okay, now I'm only be that sweet black liquid when they talk about. Now they take heal you. We dey call am amo lily. Very sweet. My dad eats it. They use am eat sometimes they put am inside e pap ogi. We dey call am amo lily. Very tasty. Yeah, very darkly but very sweet. Be like honey. Oh my god. God damn. We get food though. Hey, we must get that country back, man. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys on my next one. I'm not sure about tomorrow, so I don't know about the rest of the week. So we'll play it by ear, though. I know I keep saying it and I just show up, but I don't think that's gonna happen now. They use blade to cut, yes, oh, then they had to suck out the poison. Okay, okay, wow. Bele, I'm sure. Sorry to your 7-year-old self. Guys, thank you so much. This has been fun. Had desire. Thank you. Enjoy your work. EB, thank you. I know you're listening. Orioyo did his job. Okay, they use Orioyo journal. Share butter. Fantastic. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Everyone, have a wonderful evening. I'll see you on my next one. Bye. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.